A common technique for recording vocals is to record the same line twice and layer them together as a vocal double. This can add some subtle movement to the performance and give the mix a bit more depth and character. However, let's say you don't have the vocalist there with you to lay down another take. Here's a technique you can use to leverage your guitar pedal board to achieve a pseudo-doubling effect. I'm going to set up a send on the vocal track similar to what I did in the first demo. That goes out of a hardware output through my pedal board with the Radial Ecstasy and back into a new track in the DAW. There's going to be a bit of latency until we drag the new region back in time, so I'm going to mute the vocal track, making sure the send is a pre-fader send, and arm the new track for recording and input monitoring. This will ultimately be an effect that I blend in parallel with the dry signal, and to hear both signals simultaneously without latency, I'm going to use the dry-wet knob on the Ecstasy as I'm dialing in the sound, and later on I can turn the knob all the way to the wet side and record it into the DAW, drag the region to align with the original, and blend those two tracks together instead. I'm going to use the Boss CH1 Super Chorus pedal, which will create a chorus effect to simulate the small pitch modulations that you might hear in a real vocal doubling technique. But since we're going for creativity and uniqueness here, I'm going to make this less subtle so the effect really stands out.
Heading west into the sunset. We've been driving for 8 days, going out to North Dakota, where the wild horses play. You wanna get a little lost, I wanna get a little found. You wanna get a little high, I wanna get a little down. If God is love, then God is us, and God knows, baby, that's enough. Wherever we are is sacred ground.
Once I've dialed in the settings on the pedal, I'll record only the wet sound into the DAW, drag it back in time to match the original, and I'll blend those two tracks together.